Well, g'day and welcome viewers. My name is Steve and my wife's name is Sue, and we've decided to start making short vlogs of our progress as we work our way through fitting out this truck as our mobile home and future retirement plan, which I think that sounds pretty good, retirement plan. But anyway, what we've got here is a 2000 model HINO four-wheel drive truck. It's an 8-litre 6-cylinder normally aspirated diesel. It's a 6-speed manual, and it's got high and low range in the four-wheel drive transfer box. Now, at the just starting out at the back of the truck, the rear of the truck is called a pod. Why they call it a pod, I don't know, but it sounds really good, and I'm going to keep calling it a pod instead of a bus. I don't like calling it a bus anyway. It's not a bus, it's my home. But anyway, getting back to the rear of the pod, this spare wheel, as you can see, is pretty much impossible to get down unless you just unbolt it and drop it, but you won't have much success in getting the flat back up there, that's for sure. So what we want to do, there is another spare, as there is on most trucks, and that's mounted up underneath there. We want to take that spare along with this one and mount them side by side and put a crane in between, just a light crane in between the two wheels and rims, and I've got a 3,500 pound electric winch that we will hook up to that so that we can raise and lower the tyres as necessary. And knowing what sort of a job it is changing the tyres on one of these things, I hope it's not necessary very much. But it has had a crane on it before. You can see the mount points up the top. I think the previous owners may have removed it and kept it for one of their future machines. This truck has been in service as a tourist bus or coach, mainly operating on Moreton and Fraser Islands, which I'm sure many of you have heard about, have known about, and have probably even been there. But hey, you might have even ridden on this machine. If you have, drop us a comment down below, and that would be really neat to hear from someone that's actually ridden in it and gone for a trip. But prior to that, I was told that it had started originally up north here in Western Australia. That's where we're based out of Perth. It was working up north, taking holiday makers and backpackers and all that sort of thing on little trips and safaris up there, and then it was sold to the company in Brisbane. But anyway, that's just a little bit of the history of the machine. We're more interested in what we're going to do, so I'll run through what we're going to be doing to it, and that's the whole purpose of us being here. Okay, down the passenger side, this door that we have here, it's actually a luggage compartment. I'll just turn on our light. There we go. Turn on the light. It's just the luggage compartment. It's got, it's about 6'2", 6'3" headroom in there, and there's that piece on the side, if you can make it out with the aluminium frame. That can drop down and make a workbench, or you know, obviously to put extra bags on them, etc. Then down here in the base, this little cubby goes into the pod, and one of the rear seats was actually mounted to the top of that. Unfortunately, with the plans that we've got for the fit out, we're going to lose that, but we're going to lose the whole compartment. I'm not really fussed on brown carpet anyway, so it'll come out and be repurposed somewhere else. You never know where. And the seals on this, you just have a listen to this. The seals on this thing are phenomenal. Virtually, you'd say it's airtight. All these side panels open up, which is what we'll do shortly, but at the moment we'll just do a walk around so you can get an idea of it. Overall, it's about 36'6" long. That includes the cab and the pod. The pod itself is 20 feet long, it's 8 feet wide, and it's 6'2" headroom. So it's not a bad size to fit out for two people to hit the road or off-road, which is where we would really like to go. These two compartments here, they're just ordinary luggage compartments. However, the difference with those is that they are pressurised. They've got their own fan unit and inlet ports that prevent dust or anything from ingressing into the compartment. So that's going to work out really, really good for when we fit it out. One other thing, you know, it'll probably get better, but I'm really nervous because this is the first time I've ever made a YouTube video, and I've been warned about nasty comments and all the drongos that you can get on YouTube and everything, and I'm not really a public speaker. If it was one-on-one, we'd have a riot, but just being by myself, I'm as nervous as buggery. But rust-wise, we're in good shape rust-wise for something that's done its work on the beach and in seawater. It has been well maintained, and the rust is minimal really for something like this. So that's good. That's something that made me a very, very, very happy man. But as you can see, it's a fair lump of metal. Unladen, we weigh in at 8.9 tonne, and I think we can gross out to I think it's 14 tonne, but I'll double check that, and I'll let you know in a following video. As you can see, there's no doubt as to what the big fella's name is, and I think it's pretty much appropriate. The top of the Bullbar again is eye level. It's immensely high. I've got a couple of they're just bolted on there, but they're not hooked up. A couple of LED light bars. The side ones are basically to light up the sides of the road, and then the centre is a spot spread to illuminate down the centre of the road. Underneath, I've trial fitted what they call rock lights. All of our four-wheel drive compatriots will know what the rock lights are there for and what they do. But they're, for people that don't know, they are just used to illuminate down low when you're in rocky terrain, or terrain where you want to see a little bit closer to the truck, and specifically just in front of the truck. But underneath, it looks pretty good, fairly solid. It would have to. It's a truck, so if it didn't look half reliable, it wouldn't be worth having. But then down the driver's side, much the same, except going down here, so there's not a lot of room, and I need overhead lights so that I can show you a little bit more of what it's going on. It has all these compartments that open up where our diesel tanks and truck batteries, etc. are. So what I'll do, I will shut the camera off, and we'll open these up, and then we can go through and show you what's going on down there and what other plans that we've got. And then after that, we will go inside and check that one out. So bear with us. Let's call this episode 1, and I'll see you, or I'll be talking to you in episode 2. So I'll be back. Bye for now.